Can you give us symbols we can use as permission slips to interact with Sasquatch and fairies?
All right. One permission slip you can use is verbal communication with nature. One of the things you can do is when you are in nature is to express yourself to nature. Many of you stay up in the head, only thinking to yourselves, only speaking to yourselves. But when you're in nature, you are surrounded by sentient beings. The trees, the animals, the minerals, and the elementals, as well as other beings that we are not going to mention just yet that are interacting with your forests. When you are in nature, speak out loud to nature. You can even write poems for nature and express yourself to the forest. Read your own poetry, read your own creative works to nature. Sing songs if you are musically inclined to nature. Speak to the heart of nature. As we've said, all of these different forms of life have their own hearts, as Ryok was saying. Speak to their hearts. Speak to the collective heart of your planet as if it is its own reality and its own awareness. And share your story with nature. You can even share your day with nature. You can even share your entire life story with the forest. You can even express your gratitude to the forest. What we would ask for you to do is to share as fully as you wish your heart's contents with nature out loud, verbalizing it with full confidence and knowingness you are interacting with a being and multitude of beings that are receiving you. And once you have shared, go into a receptive state and just listen. Just listen. Nature will speak back to you. See if you can translate mentally and emotionally the vibrations that nature shares then with you. And see if you can begin to form a dialogue with the forest, with nature, and see how fluid you can get it. And the idea is you can, as you develop the dialogue, begin to ask the forest certain questions. You can ask the forest, are there animal spirits working with me? And listen to the answer. You can then say, oh, which ones? Listen for the answer. You can even say, where in my auric field are they projecting? And listen for the answer. You can even ask them to show you a visual image and begin to look for it. You can also ask the forest, are there any elementals that are aware of me? And listen to the answer. You can then say, are there any elementals that are projecting into my auric field that wish to interact with me? Feel and listen to your auric field. This is one of the ways you can strengthen your communication with nature by actually communicating with nature. You will not always have to do it in such an overtly outward way of verbal communication, but that's one of the quickest permission slip tools that you can utilize to open up that connection, because that's generally how most of you are the most comfortable with communication, because you're used to communicating that way. So when you start your communications with nature through a very outward, very vocal means of communing, it will start to open that door so you can tune into the vibrations, and it will increasingly become more and more and more subtle till eventually it will be completely telepathic. You can go into nature and not even using words, just beam your greeting to nature and feel nature beaming back. And you can have entire dialogues that are based in just states of being and altering the state of being to exchange information with your planet and your collective consciousness of nature in that type of way.
Thank you.
You are very welcome.